On the porch, drinking me some beer, buzzing like a sailor at a broken John Deere. Guitar in my hand, strum a couple chords, start writing me a song about sitting on the porch, drinking me some beer. Here on the I'm gonna let me watch. Great, a sweet. I'm grinning ear to ear. Boys just call me up, said they're headed over here. Oh, some girl, baby said of course. Taking us some somewhere here on the way. Somehow we got me on. We're drinking us some beer. We're throwing and down John Deere. Drinking us some beer. As you look around, remember what you see. I've done everything but draw blood, fading memory. Look, you gave me, darling, bring me to my knees. Love is like a drug, baby, I'm a fiend. I'm not still the dishes, I just believe in love. I don't need you, I just need your support. Fire, storm is washing away. Trust me, baby, I need you to stay. Trust me, baby, I need you to stay. I would see you with open arms, try you up too. Never getting anything from you is my feeling. Looking back at old photographs, reflection that I see. It's not the woman I want, it's not the man I want. It's not this one, I just believe in love. And I don't need your, I just need your slow. Fire, burn, The storm just washed it away. Trust me, I need you to stay. Trust me, baby, I need you to stay. You turn my heart storm.
All right. Well, I suppose we might as well get going. Pardon the technical difficulties on the streaming side of things. On the music stream, for some reason, that decided to disappear all of a sudden on me. And yeah, ghost in the machine. You know how it works, right? Yeah, it's just one of those things, man. What about you, Mr. Addison? Do you know how that kind of stuff works? You ever have those problems?
No, man, I barely graduated high school for God's sake.
Hey, brother, true story. Same here, man. Same here, man. I mean, maybe that's the common denominator. What it takes to. So you say you want to be a professional musician?
Yeah, exactly.
Or in the music business in general, it's not much better, is it, Bubba?
No, man, it can get rough out there sometimes. That's for damn sure.
It's kind of funny, actually. It does get rough. It gets beyond rough, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, man, I'm glad you got on the show. This is your first time here. Special thanks to your promoter, your radio promoters, how I found out about you. Miss Angie Irwin, thank you so much for sending this fine young gentleman, originally from Montana. We'll get into that in the interview.
Yes, sir.
But I'm loving what I'm hearing of your music, man. I'm so glad you could make it out for the podcast, man.
Hey, thank you very much, sir.
All right, I'm just going to let you kick it off with some music, man. We'll catch up about halfway.
All righty, sounds good. This we just dropped a record called Profits and Pain. This is the first track off it. This is called Coal Mile County.
I've been waiting on Central Texas for 5 days now. Got myself a pretty woman sitting there at the house. And all this damn five-man traffic makes me want to lose my mind. Lord, help me make it on my county line. Lord, when I finally see her, I'm gonna hold her up so tight. Lord, don't you know how to miss her? Oh, this life feels like crime. Cause I got Dallas in my tail lights, Waco's just ahead. Sitting here thinking about long neck bottles in the backbone this evening. And I know she's been waiting on me for a real long time. Lord, help me make it to the Old Mile County line. So when I finally see her, gonna hold her oh so tight. Lord, don't you know I miss her? 'Cause this life feels like a crime. Lord,
ACO. On the board, the so tight. Lord, don't you know that mister? 'Cause this life feels like a crime.
Nice.
Thank you very
There you
much.
go. Old Comal County, eh?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm gonna warn you, sir, because you know you're not from these here parts. Just be careful, dude. Watch the drinking and driving with anything you shouldn't be driving with. Well, just put it that way.
Sounds about like Montana.
Well, I'm just gonna tell you, they're gonna pull you over, and the first thing they're gonna ask you is, "Have you been drinking?" And then the next thing they're gonna ask is, "Do you have any guns or drugs?" And if they even think so, you'll have a canine there within 30 minutes if they get lucky enough. But yeah, welcome to Texas. Welcome to Comal County,
Hey,
Texas.
thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Cool song, dude.
Hey, thank you.
So you don't know this, and Angie didn't know this, but I decided to go ahead and start releasing some of these as podcasts, and this is going to be one of the first episodes that I'm going to put out
Hell yeah, man.
as an audio podcast. So obviously they're on YouTube and whatnot, but as a audio podcast, specifically for like Spotify or whatever, I decided that I was going to start recording these and going back over some of the older ones and bringing them in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man. So yeah. Well, welcome to the first episode that will be going out audio as soon as I mix and master it down for that. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Glad to be on the inaugural episode. This
There
is
it is.
awesome, man.
All right, what you got next?
All righty. So I'm going to go way back in the vault here, even though I'm in Texas. What you were talking about kind of made me think about this. I'm from a little area in Montana called Dillon, Montana, Beaverhead County, where the two main exports are cows and DUIs. And I wrote this song about a bunch of friends of mine that it gets really rough up there in the winter. And you don't always make the best decisions because the only thing that feels like worth doing is going to the bars. So I wrote the song about a bunch of buddies of mine that weren't exactly making the best decisions at the time. This is off of the Wapiti record. I left home when I was only 17. Traveled all around the world and didn't do one damn thing. But I found myself kicking it way out west. And I ain't sure if it was for the best. Every morning, Lord, it seems I'm drunk before noon. I ain't got a dime to buy any booze. Sitting on my porch, drinking all day long. Stuck in the Rockies way too long. I ran with them hippies down in Jackson Hole. And every night we smoked a big old bowl. I rode up north with them Montana folk. I just cry in the rain, go with these old songs that I wrote. But every morning, Lord, it seems I'm drunk before noon. And I ain't got a dime to buy any food. Sitting on my porch, drinking all day long. Stuck in the Rockies way too long. I made my way down to Colorado. I partied from Denver on up to Idaho. I seen the mountains, I had seen them plains. Well, I hit you old trucks, I've been no freight trains. But every morning, Lord, it seems I'm drunk for noon. And I ain't got a dime to buy any booze. Sitting on my porch, drinking all day long. In rocking way too long. Every morning, Lord, it seems that I'm drunk open. And I ain't got a dime to buy any booze. Sitting on my porch, drinking all day long. Stuck in these Rockies way too long. Thank you. Let me change guitars real quick. Inevitably, this happens every single time I try to play. Yeah. Busted a string. Yeah. Just a minute to tune up if you don't mind, man. I don't want to blow your speakers out. Inevitably, this is going to happen. Anytime I think I ain't going to blow a string, I end up doing it.
That's how it works, bro.
Yeah,
you,
man.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, exactly. Anytime I think it, it's going to happen.
I mean, that's just how it goes, man. That's all's fair in love and war and all that good stuff, right?
Indeed, indeed.
But also, all is ooh, I had a little hiss there.
Yeah.
Don't hiss at me like that, girl. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I should have you out of the mix there so you can tune real quick.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, we're going to take a little pause while we fix a broken string. You see how that?
There we go.
Yeah.
Fast as light.
And look at how quick that guy is, man. I don't think I've seen anyone except them professional type nickelbackers, man. Oh, never mind. They get guitars thrown at them when they broke a string. Where's your roadie? Dang it, with that extra guitar.
I know, right?
Man, we need to start a GoFundMe for his roadie. I'm playing, dude.
He's up in Washington salmon fishing, knowing him probably.
Lucky son of a- I'm jealous now.
I know,
man.
right?
That's like one of my favorite pastimes. All right, man. Well, if you're ready,
I'm ready to rock and
let's
roll,
rip
man.
it.
Sorry about the delay.
Hey, not a problem. It happens.
All righty, I'm gonna do this one. This is off the Prophets and Pain record we just released. This is by a guy from Montana called Wade Montgomery, and he wrote this in his later years about his wife, but I ended up wanting to cover it because it was about for me, it was about my mama. His wife tragically passed away from cancer. And my mother, as we were going into the studio to cut this record, was having her own battle with cancer. And I'm proud to say cancer picked the wrong woman to mess with because she whipped that son of a bitch real damn quick. And so I do this for my mama every night and for the late, great Wade Montgomery. Astrology in a paper, learned how to read it. Went to the grocery, learned how to feed him. There in the bedroom, she knew how to please him. She gave him 3 children, got out and needs them. There's a cowboy keeps calling down there on the planet, calling to tell you he still loves you, damn it. Man on the order, she was so pretty. The women just loved her, she was charming and witty. She was his answer, his own private dancer. He had no cure for that kind of cancer. There's a cowboy keeps calling down there on the planet, calling to tell you I still love you, damn it. He says, as for your children, doing so well. As for that husband, he's still raising hell. Playing his music down there in the cities. Girls kind of like him. Think he's charming and witty. And they don't mind him. Yes, some tunes ain't that shitty. Playing his music down in the cities. There's a cowboy keeps calling down there on the planet, calling to tell you he still loves you, damn it. Astrology in the paper, she learned how to read him. She went to the grocery, learned how to feed him. There in that bedroom, she knew how to please him. She gave him 3 children. He says, God, how he needs them. There's a cowboy keeps calling down there on the planet, calling to tell you he still loves you, damn it. There's a cowboy keeps calling. Thank you. Late great Wade Montgomery.
Yeah, man. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome, dude. I love to hear other songwriters doing other songwriters' music, especially now. Was he up from Montana?
Yes, sir. He was born there, and then to my knowledge, he moved around a bunch. His dad was a Bureau of Indian Affairs, a BIA agent. So he grew up on reses his whole life and then relocated back to Montana. And he was a true blue cowboy that happened to be a songwriter. He'd make a bunch of money and then record a record and then just go back to punching cows for a living. That was his whole life up till he died.
Well, it's funny that you say that because when you mentioned that, he'd make a bunch of money, go record an album.
Yep.
Then there went all his money.
Yep.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, recording is super, super expensive.
It ain't cheap.
To get it done the way that you need it done to go anywhere, it's not easy. It's not cheap. It's a big expense. And that's why these guys sell, T-shirts and tickets and all that. And, they take donations and everything too. Where's a good place for people to catch you, by the way, now that we're bringing that up?
So the best spot you can kind of figure out where we're going to be and what we're doing, whether it's just me or the boys, is www.addisonleathompson.com. Don't ask me why my middle name is Lee. My parents apparently didn't own a dictionary when they named me. So
I actually thought it was kind of cool.
Thank you, man.
I was like, well, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, you didn't get I got Andrew for my middle name, and Mark for my first. The most boring ass name. I remember growing up, I hated my name. Why couldn't I have a cool name like Xavier? But I didn't get blessed like that, man. I got Mark Andrew, dude. So be proud of your middle name.
Thanks, man. I definitely am.
Because I mean that really helps you in this business big time when you don't have a common name or something that's been used quite a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. Although I had it thrown backwards on me where I was booking this show and the venue owner, it was somewhere out east, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we love Cumberland River 65," and I was like, "That's not my song." Turns out there's a guy out there called Addison Johnson working the Eastern Circuit, the Nashville area circuit. And I was like, okay, that's God playing a joke right there.
Yeah. But I mean, like, all in all, I mean, yeah.
And Addison's a great guy because I know this is being streamed. Love you, dude.
Yeah. Well played, sir.
Yeah.
Well played. Very well played. But man, what else you got for us?
All righty. I'm gonna do this one. This is about a gentleman that I've kind of run into all over the country. This is called the Drifter.
Left out of El Paso when he was just 18, with his thumb up in the air low, had just pawned his mama's ring. His sister begged him don't go, but he couldn't even care. Now he's stuck in a boxcar, breathing Wyoming air. And it's late nights, truck stops, chasing what he can't see. Some people say he's living, some people say he's free. A drifter on the road, living for what he believes. I've always been just like him, so many just like me. Well, he met a girl in Reno, begged him to stay, but she woke up one morning with a letter by her bed, and he seen the Grand Canyon, seen him New York lights, and they say that they saw him on the day his mama died. And it's late nights and truck stops, chasing what he can't see. Some people say he's living, some people say he's free. A drifter on the road, living for what he believes. I've always been just like him, so many just like me. Well, I met him in Montana in a little roadside bar. Didn't say where he was going, never said how far. Just when I seen him in Laredo, and at South Texas time. By the time I turned around low, wouldn't have sang a sign of him. And it's late nights, truck stops, chasing what he can't see. Some people say he's living, some people say he's free. A drifter on the road, living for what he believes. I've always been just like him, so many just like me. I've always been just like him, so many just like me. Thank y'all very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I'm gonna get you to do one more, and then we will break for a little bit of an interview with you, and I'm gonna find out some stuff about you.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, interrogation. About to begin.
I do not recall, and I need an attorney.
Yeah. You can always plead the fifth, man.
All right, I'll do this one here. This is called Towards the Light. I wrote this about a very strange gentleman that I met in a bar in Dillon one time. He would sit there on the bar stool. He'd have a King James Bible in one hand and a bottle of Old Crow in the other, and he'd be screaming Bible verses at you. And it was quite an odd affair to see quite often. But we found out his backstory, and he was a Vietnam vet, and quite the interesting fella. And this always, every night I do this goes out to him. There's a Bible in his right hand, and he's drinking what is left. A bottle full of choices that haven't been the best. Uncle Sam called him, struggled for his wealth. Good Lord's got his spirit, wow, whiskey takes his health.
sitting up on a bar stool and he's quoting 3:16, battling his demons while worshiping the king. In his head it looks so brilliant, beautiful demise. Glory, hallelujah, he's headed towards the light. The war was in a foreign land, but he fought the same at home. Living as a dirt poor man whose heart is turned to stone. Thinks about his brothers laying on shore, losing all their innocence in Uncle Sam's old war. Sitting up on a bar stool and he's quoting 3:16, battling his demons while worshiping the king. In his head it looks so brilliant, a beautiful demise. Glory, hallelujah, he's headed towards the light. We laid him in the ground on that cold October day. The preacher read his eulogy, but it never said a thing. Onward broken soldier, he never had to die. Glory, hallelujah, he's headed towards the light. We sang with circle, band broken, by and by, Lord, by and by. There is a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. There's a Bible in his right hand, and he's drinking what is left. A bottle full of choices that haven't been the best. In his head it looks so brilliant, a beautiful demise. Glory, hallelujah, he's headed towards the light. Glory, hallelujah, he's headed towards the light. Thank you.
Mighty, mighty fine there, sir. All right, so let's have a little fun now.
Alrighty.
As it were. No, not that we weren't having fun, but we're gonna take it up a notch.
We're gonna pick up the pace.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you're from Montana.
Yes, sir.
All right. So inquiring minds want to know. Kara asked, "What made you come to Texas?"
Yeah. So we started doing a bunch of work with Yellow Dog Studios over there in Wimberley, Texas, and Dave Percival's producing our records and working with us. And he kind of mentioned while I was still living up there, he's like, "Hey, what do you think about moving to Texas?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. It gets like 100 and screw you in the summer." And he said, "No, man, you need to come on down here." And after some conversations and thoughts on it, my wife and I literally got married, packed up the house, got in a U-Haul with my mother-in-law in tow, and moved down here within about a week after we said I do.
Nice.
Yeah, so we didn't mess around getting down here, that's for sure.
So hindsight being 2020, how do you feel about the move?
We like it, man. I'm having fun playing down here. Met some wonderful people that we get to call friends and family, and we're enjoying it down here, that's for sure. I just don't like that I can't snow ski in the winter. That's a little different.
Well, there's always the option to drive back there in the winter and go skiing.
I've thought about it a time or two. Colorado ain't that far away either. So
no, that's what a lot of people go to New Mexico or Colorado.
Yes,
to get
sir.
some skiing in.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. I mean, all in all, I've lived a few different places myself. I'm from Texas originally and came back to the hill country, about 16 years ago, and I've been in Canyon Lake ever since. But I've been in North Carolina, South Carolina.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah. Beautiful country, dude, and beautiful oceans and all that good stuff, but just it wasn't home. And I got called back home.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I mean, it's cool to travel around, but I will say one thing about Texas. Texas is the one place, no matter where you come from, as long as you're cool, like within 2 months, we'll consider you a Texan. It wasn't like that in North and South Carolina. They're like, boy, you didn't fight in the Confederate War. I'm like, God dang. No, I didn't. But I'm pretty sure your ancestors probably didn't either.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
yeah.
man.
But just because you were born here gives you some kind of right to treat me weird. Because I'm from Texas. You know what? That ended the minute I made homemade tortillas and breakfast tacos for everybody. I instantly became the hero.
Yes,
and
sir.
every party, it was, dude.
Oh, I bet.
Man, stay the night. You're gonna make breakfast tacos in the morning. I went and got all the stuff to make homemade tortillas too, man. Are you gonna do it? You're gonna do it right? I'm like, yeah, we're not FCC regulated, by the way. So if something slips out, you're not gonna get in trouble.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank
So
God.
you've probably been clenching your butt, you know, and
Yep.
watching your mouth, but you don't have to do that. Not
All
on
right,
this show.
all right.
It's not that type of show. Now, I do ask any of my guests, just so you know, when I have you back, which you will be offered to come back. You know, if you see a kid in the audience, you know, this is a family-friendly show for the live studio audience. Our people at home use discretion on what they let their kids watch. And if they have any brains at all, they'll never let them watch anything I'm doing. That would be the safest bet. Uncle Mark does not have a filter, sorry. And I'm very open and honest about it, but I just tell it like it is. But it's super cool that you are here. Tell me a little bit about where you got your style and some of your influences.
Yeah, man.
You know, what influenced your style of music? And I hear a little bit of like what I like to call cross genre. It's almost like hybrid stuff that's been going on. And a lot of the music that's coming out, even in like rap, hip hop, and the dance stuff, it's all cross genre now. But you know, there's no more lines really. It's just, put something good out.
So obviously I grew up on classic country. I mean, my dad and my granddaddy were big, you know, Willie, Waylon, Marty Robbins, that sort of thing kind of guys. But as I got older and as you get into those rebellious teenage years, a lot of punk rock, a lot of heavy metal, Motorhead, the Ramones, Slayer, that sort of thing. And then I found the blues, and it was like, oh, wow, this is a whole genre of you can do whatever the hell you want.
Oh, yeah. That and jazz. Actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, jazz is like super. Like I found jazz when I was like 17. I walked in. I mean, I had learned how to play guitar when I was like 11. I learned by ear. I never learned how to read music. My mom and dad refused to buy me a guitar. They were like, no, you're going to play piano like your granddad and take lessons, and you're going to do it right. And I wish I would have done that in hindsight.
Oh, yeah.
I really do, but I didn't. I was a stubborn little shit. And and I was insistent that I was going to get that $99 JCPenney black guitar with the little speaker on it so I could play some AC/DC. Damn it, Mom. I'm not playing Love Me Tender by Elvis. That's not cool, Mom.
Yep.
But anyway, so the same type of deal, metal background. Then I found blues and jazz. And it blew my mind.
Yeah. No.
So what got you to here?
So
Was there another transition between the blues and here?
not really. I always kind of wrote and played behind the scenes. I'm by career a cowboy and a ranch hand, and kind of would hit these open mics and these songwriter nights and stuff around Beaverhead County, Montana, and all that. And eventually started doing a couple of paid gigs. And then one day my boss at the time calls me into the office and he goes, hey, no offense, but you've gone from being my best hand to my worst in about 6 months. And I know what you really want to do. So it's time to go do it, dude. I'm letting you go. And at the time it was a real low blow, but now looking back on it, I wouldn't have changed him firing me for the world because I'm doing this now for a living. And I can't regret that one bit.
He set you free is what he did.
He really did. He's always said, he's like, your job's still waiting on you if you want to, call it quits. But
he probably wanted you to give this a shot. Figured that if you didn't do it, you might regret it later in life. And I know I've spun my wheels over that 20-year career. You go ups and downs, you hit holes, this is not an easy career or an easy lifestyle.
No, it's definitely not.
As you know, and if you really want to do it right, then the pressure really gets on, and you've got to find investors or sell enough merch to fund the journey.
You really do.
Man. And you got a radio promoter. We're not free.
Yep.
I do radio promotion too. I'm not just an artist. I run a radio station that you're listening to. Thank you, all the listeners on Texas Internet Radio right now. We appreciate you tuning in. and all of the people that caught us on streaming and on the Sebby TV Network. I also have a TV network I do, so.
Oh, hell yeah.
And a bunch of other projects, man. I could go on for days. But anyway, I've got more irons in the fire than I need. And yeah. So you do a show like this, normally you'd have multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have someone running that camera, you'd have someone doing the audio, you'd have someone running all the, the prompts and the little roll throughs and the little scrollers down at the bottom and the little name tag that says Addison Thompson on it. And I could move it around and do all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
But I spent the last 5 years figuring out how to automate processes, use the technology that's out there with artificial intelligence and everything, and streamline it to where I could do it as an army of one and save money instead of hiring a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And thank God for technology, but some of it's real scary, dude.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever used a Chat GPT by chance?
No, man. I try to shy away from that AI stuff. It weirds me out, dude.
I will tell you this: if you have big like copy things that you do, because with the radio promotion side of things, owning a marketing agency, everything, I had a publisher, and that publisher was costing me, just for a basic publisher, $30,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Chat GPT for free replaced the publisher.
Oh, damn. That's awesome, dude.
Publisher's gone.
Yeah.
And I mean, that sucks for the publisher, but I know they found a way better gig than what I was doing with them. But anyway, yeah. So songwriting, what do you like to write about? What's your hot button?
So my hot button's really the American West, because that's what I know. That's what I've come from. I'm really big on kind of this focus of, I've seen a lot change in my short lifetime as far as the American West. We're actually working on a project right now that's kind of talking about how a lot of it's been bought up for money and that sort of thing, and telling real stories about real people. It's not, say, some ski hill or some, touristy bar in insert town in Texas here. It's about folks that are out there cutting their teeth and trying to make a living and, just keep things together. And I try to write about things like that are just the real world and what I've seen. And then that punk rock in me tries to throw a little middle finger twist on it usually. So,
well, there's that, right?
Yep.
Hey, but that's cool, dude. I love hearing all those influences in your music. I think that's, that's one of the things that makes an artist interesting is what have they taken from their life? Mm-hmm. And as they've gone through their life and been exposed to different types of music and everything, what have they taken from that and how they put that together? And the real cool thing is watching an artist find their sound.
Yes, sir.
And I don't think you ever really find your sound, if you know what I mean. Like definite end of the road. I think you may have some ideas of experimentation. Is there anything that you've got coming up that you're going to be doing that's kind of outside of your comfort zone?
Yeah, man. So when we finished this album we just dropped, Profits and Pain, Dave Percival at Yellow Dog came to me. He's like, all right, what's the next project? But it's got to be something way different than what you like. And we got to talking, and we're going to do kind of a concept record that's psychedelic to a degree, with a little bit of rock and roll element to it. And it's going to be kind of this tragic life story of, kind of like I was talking, these everyday people and what they're up against. And it's going to be way outside, I think, anybody in my band's comfort zone, definitely mine. And we kind of want to push the limits with it best we can, and see what we can come up with. We're still going to keep it country. We're still going to keep it twangy, but we're going to shake things up to a different degree.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, man.
I think it's a great idea. There's been some stuff I've discovered, and I've never been big on the country rap thing. I don't know, man, if the two really go together, but I have heard some stuff that's come out lately that is just, it's not so cheesy. You know what I mean? Like, they figured out a way to make it sound like it works.
Yeah.
And I think when it first came out, it was kind of like, what in the hell is that?
Yeah.
And I think it's grown on us. Maybe it's grown on me even. To where it's tolerable.
Yeah.
And it's not offensive, because I remember at first I was like, what you trying to do to my country music, boy? And I like rap. I like the old school gangster rap, like the first stuff that came out from the West Coast and everything. I like the old Snoop Dogg, NWA,
Yeah.
Easy E, Ice Cube stuff. I like the old school rap like that,
Yeah, man,
that gangster rap stuff.
for sure.
Some of this new stuff I'm not big on, but I do hear like it's really cool what some of these guys and girls are doing with the stuff they're creating all the way across all the genres.
Yes, sir. Indeed. Indeed.
And I'm glad you're doing some blending. But speaking of blending, man, let's blend back into the music real quick one more time before we get back to the music. Tell everyone where they can find you, and then we'll hop into the music for the rest of the show. I'll let you know when you got time for 2 more.
Alrighty. So yeah, you can find me on www.addisonleathompson.com. We got merch, we got links to all of our music, videos, all that fun jazz.
So that means go there right now, and let's do you a favor, dude. I'm gonna pull that up. That way we can share the screen while you're playing the song.
Called South Montana Street. This is off the Prophets of Pain record. Well, goodbye, South Montana Street. Goodbye to all the things that I believed, and goodbye to a big sky morning. Goodbye, South Montana Street. Well, a young boy, never known a damn thing, saw your grace. He never felt more free. He learned how to be a man, and this would be the place where he'd make his final stand. The time changes the way we see and change. One thing you can believe, so goodbye, South Montana Street. Goodbye to all the things that I believed, and goodbye to a big sky morning. Goodbye, South Montana Street. Summer nights in the Bob I won't forget, with the stars sprinkled in the sky like that. Cold mornings when them bulls scream so loud, with nothing but joy, silence around late nights, running around so young, raising hell in the bar, having fun. So goodbye, South Montana Street. Goodbye for all these things that I believed, and goodbye to a big sky morning. Goodbye, South Montana Street. From the Highline to Beaverhead County, from the state line to Miles City, I'll always carry you with me. Goodbye, South Montana Street. So goodbye, South Montana Street. Goodbye to all these things that I believed, and goodbye to a big sky morning. Goodbye, South Montana Street.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Y'all make some noise for Mr. Addison Lee Thompson. Can't thank you enough for coming out, and welcome to your first journey on the podcast here. I'm glad that this is going to be that first episode that you and Mr. Jamie Weston in the house. What's up, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Good to see you. Y'all are in for a treat. And this young man coming up next to not that you haven't been treated very well by Mr. Thompson here. He's done a fantastic job and has a very interesting story and some cool songs, man. I can't wait to hear what you and the guys from Yellow Dog come up with, man.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate
All right,
it.
I'm gonna let you finish off the show. You've got time for probably 3, maybe 4 more.
All righty.
So just kind of plan how you want to end it.
Do this one here. When we were in studio on this last record, Prophets and Pain, we were lacking on one song. We needed one for the record. And my mother called me to tell me that my grandfather's headstone had been set. And that was a big deal because him and I were best friends. And it got me thinking about life and death and mortality, which, we all try not to think about. And I ended up writing this song it was a cathartic experience of kind of thinking about my own mortality. And it's called Throw My Ashes in the Wind. And this is our current single that's out now on the record. Throw my ashes in the wind. Let him blow me somewhere I ain't never been. I've always been too restless for the ground. I'd rather see the world try to stick around. So throw my ashes in the wind. Let it blow me far out east. See them go to Mexico and fly above that sea. Maybe, just maybe, I could find where the start is of that old sunrise. So let it blow me far out east. They say lions just fall in when you fail. Some old coffin sounds just like a jail. I guess to stay at the same place is my kind of hell. Lions just fall in when you fail. Well, I'd like to see all them stars. Lord knows I spend enough time staring out that far. Lord knows I found life is hard. It's adventure what makes you all your scars. Well, I'd like to see all the stars. Well, throw my ashes in the wind. Let him blow me somewhere I ain't never been. Well, I've always been too restless for the ground. I'd rather see the world try to stick around. So throw my ashes in the wind. Thank you. Getting across Panhandle in the dead of night. North Texas stars They light up the sky. Amarillo truck stop. Thinking about my life. All I can say, boys, been one hell of a ride. It's a long winding road from the cradle to the grave. I ain't really sure how much more I can take, but I got a good family at home. They stay on my mind. Keep on this long winding road, this road it called life. Saw some friends in Oklahoma. It was a good time. Every night she calls me, tells me I'm on her mind. Every night when I lay down and I close my eyes, all I ever see is the Montana line. It's a long winding road from the cradle to the grave. I ain't really sure how much more I can take, but I got a good family at home. They stay on my mind. Keep on this long winding road, this road, it called life. We dream about this little old ranch, little farther south. But we got food we need on the table, and them bills keep piling up. So I keep on working, my darling, even though I miss you so. This crowd was good tonight. All these songs that I wrote. It's a long winding road from the cradle to the grave. I ain't really sure how much more I can take, but I got a good family at home and they stay on my mind. Keep on that long winding road, the road they call life. They call life. Thank you.
Well, you're listening to Texas Internet Radio or watching on the Sebby TV Network, or you're here live with us at Goofy's Bar and Grill if you're lucky enough to be part of our listening room studio audience tonight. Thank you for being here. We're glad to have you. Hope to see you again. It's one of the cool things about doing it here at Goofy's is it's such a nice, quiet, and laid back, chill environment where you guys get an opportunity. If you make it out to Goofy's Bar and Grill, you actually get to meet these artists and talk to them before or after the show, which is kind of a rarity, especially when they get a little bigger and then they got security and all that around them. And you guys are like, he used to be really nice. I don't know what happened to him.
Hell, this group over here already thinks I'm an asshole. So
Well, there you go, man. Rightfully so. Well, why don't you pick one more to take
Yeah,
us
thank
out with? And brother, I can't thank you enough again for
Hey.
being here.
thank you for having me on, man.
All right, y'all stick around after this. We're going to take a quick little 10-minute break. Get Mr. Jamie Weston ready to fire it up for you.
It's called Devil's Gate. This is off the Trinity record, and this is completely written off the fact that inevitably, when you live up north, some drunk guy's going to go, you know, you can still hang a horse thief up here. And so finally, I did something with that information. I didn't mean to come in town. It's my tall, tiny fence. But I needed the 70 head that sat upon his land. This prairie is drying up as they chase us down like dogs. It's a long way to Cheyenne, even longer way back home. I'm gonna hang at the Devil's Gate. In Wyoming, I'm gonna hang at the Devil's Gate in Wyoming. Push 'em on, boys, push 'em harder, can't you see? There's a posse on our tails, and it ain't slowing down to the sweet water. Hell, we can shake 'em there. Say, sure, don't put down rustlers in jail. I'm gonna hang at the Devil's Gate in Wyoming. I'm gonna hang at the Devil's Gate in Wyoming. Rounds are whistling like bullets around my head, to my left and my right. Men are falling dead. The slug burns like fire as it burns in my back. I wish it had killed me, but I have no luck today, 'cause I'm gonna hang at the Devil's Gate in Wyoming. I'm gonna hang at the Devil's Gate in Wyoming. Always find a short rope and a really tall tree. We'll string this one up for the whole world to see. Show 'em what happens to wicked men. Don't worry, son, you'll have to join your friends. 'Cause you're gonna hang at the Devil's Gate in Wyoming. You're gonna hang at the Devil's Gate in Wyoming. I'm gonna hang at the Devil's Gate in Wyoming. I'm gonna hang at the Devil's Gate in Wyoming. Thank y'all very much.
Yeah, man. How about that young man up there from Montana originally? Yeah, you're a Texan now, dude. You've been here long enough. You survived the summer. We'll give you the right. Yeah. You survived what was that? Hotter than, yeah, how did you word that?
Hotter than screw you down
Yeah,
there.
hotter than screw you. I like that one. Well, brother, I can't thank you enough for being here, man. And we will have you back for sure.
Yes, sir.
And thank you to your promoter, Miss Angie Irwin, for reaching out to me and making this happen too. And good luck with all your singles and everything you got going on, man. I'll keep them spinning here on Texas Internet Radio for you.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, man. All right. Well, y'all hang tight. We're going to take a real quick break, and we will be back with Mr. Jamie Weston right here coming up next. You're good.
Thank you, sir. I know, right, bud? I'll tell you what.
Y'all are fun. That's kind of cool. Huh? That's it, huh? Just one? Oh, yeah. Why not? It always makes it. It always makes it all much more fun. Yeah. Yeah. That guy.
Damn, I got it good. Hanging out with my with your arms look good and wonder why. Cause I think about you. Right. Hey, check team. Probably worse. Yeah, probably be pretty close right there, I would think. On the vocals, but let me hear the guitar real quick. I'm not gonna know till you get going. That's the only disadvantage. Give me a verse and a chorus or something. We are waiting around. She was taking it up. No. My soul. never forget all wrong. Watch it go. She's so keep playing that song. I love that song. She's always smiling. Yeah, man. That was a good choice for an opening song, man. It showcased nostalgia. Well, I mean, you opened the show with it, right? I mean, like we just kind of hit that vibe where the guitar just sounded, okay, and the vocals were okay. I still got a little tweaking to do, but I think we're almost there. But you played that song, and I got squirreled big time. My ADD kicked in, and I just lost all track of time, man. It's so great to have you on the show for your very first time. Yeah. And you got a lot of exciting things going on. And one of those things, and I get to brag just a little bit here, y'all, Jamie is actually signed up for radio and Spotify promotion with me through Sebby Music Group. So we will be doing his debut radio single goes out this Friday to radio. Next Friday, yeah. Yeah. I guess it is this Friday. Yeah, this Friday coming up. Yeah, man. Sunday. I'm going to get you warmed up for the biggest radio release of his career. Your story, actually. Well, it's your first one. But the first one could be either the greatest thing in the world or the biggest disappointment. So it's nuts to me for how long I've been playing. This is like my first big push to radio. Well, you know what, man? Your Spotify numbers aren't terrible either. All things considered. All things considered. Yeah, I guess that's fair. No, man. And I mean, real quick before we get into the music, which I know everybody's dying to hear, I want to knock out some of the interview up front. And the only reason that I want to do that is it kind of helps build the story. Sure. So pre-pandemic, pre-COVID, you had made a run at this, right? Yeah, pre-pandemic, I still have an amazing band of guys. But for whatever reason, I got kind of drawn to Nashville, and I was like, I'm going to go give Nashville a shot. I think everybody really needs to get that experience. I really do. I'm not a huge fan of everything that goes on there, but there is something about the songwriting and seeing how hard it is to make it in a community like that. I think that's very important for any musician, no matter where they're from, to experience that. And I think there's a lot you can learn from it. I feel like there's definitely a ton you can learn from it. I mean, given the Texas scene is very vast, and it's you get all sorts of walks of life, from cowpunchers and ropers, and you get some of the guys that are like more like the alternate rock feel. You get tons of different influences. But the cool thing about Nashville is it's every best player from every town across the United States. Like, it's not just Texas. There's incredible guitar players, incredible drummers, and steel players, fiddle players, acoustic players that play 9 other instruments. You're like, I was doing good at this one thing, that's why I came here. But
Sure, I'll watch you play every instrument on the stage. You know, some of the musicians up there are incredible.
Well, you played at Rebecca Creek Distillery yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And that is where I first met you years and years ago. You know how I found that out?
Still drinking that right now.
I know. We enjoyed a little bit together. I embellished too. I was with them for the better part of the 6 years. I had a great experience with the distillery. Was able to be a talent buyer for them, do some social media marketing for them, get into their marketing program. That's what led me to launching my own marketing agency and doing some of the stuff that I'm doing today. So I want to send a shout out to Rebecca Creek, to Steve and everybody over there. The two Steves actually over there. Yeah, the two Steves.
Thank you for the libations.
Yeah, and not only that, thank you for the experience and the opportunity to work for a great company and a wonderful product. And that was a great chapter in my life that I can always look back at and be very proud of what I learned there and what I accomplished and where it took me. Tell me a little bit more about Nashville. What did you learn from being in Nashville that helped you from where you were to where you're going right now?
Man, can I cuss on this show?
Yes,
okay.
you can. There's no kids in the audience. That's all I ask is if there's kids, let's keep it PG-13.
You know the saying, nobody gives a shit, work harder? That's what Nashville taught me.
Yeah. And nobody still gives a shit.
Yeah.
You work hard.
Yeah, you can be the best in the room, and there's still somebody better than you. You know, delivering your pizza, delivering your mail to the milkman, but
nobody knows who they are.
Yeah, and that's
right.
It's your direct competition that's knocking on your door. You know, it's crazy how you know the fight, I guess, you know, in Nashville, whatever. But really kind of what it taught me is to really hone in on what I'm good at and like showcasing those things. And not try and be, you know, better than that guy, better than this guy. Together, you know, like how it really showed me how to make a band one, and not just, you know, a bunch of guys trying to make noise together.
Yeah, that's a dang good lesson to pick up from there, because they're not making noise. Those bands are polished as hell. Even the worst bands are no offense, Texas, but they're probably 10 times better than our average bands here. They're worse bands.
And it's not just like, you know, like, hey man, y'all know your Mustang sound. You know this obscure album cut from 1997.
Exactly.
Sure did. You remember
What's G signature? Yeah.
The 142 minor. Push on the stick.
I learned by ear. Yeah, I'm an improv musician, man, and I'm not that guy. Yeah. That was kind of one of the biggest holdbacks in my last 20 years of being a singer-songwriter. Was I wish I would have learned music. I wish I would have played to a click track or a metronome when I was first told to, you know, 10 years ago, instead of just recently 4 years ago picking up that habit. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, and that's one of the, you know, the qualifying things about when you switch over from being on stage to going behind the scenes and start helping other artists. You have got to have made every single one of the mistakes that you're going to warn them in order to have any credibility to say, hey, don't do that, and here's why.
I'm a third generation musician, so I got to watch my granddad's band play every smoky, you know, dive bar dance hall between here and, you know, Oklahoma, all the way down to, you know, Brownsville, and, you know, equally as wide. I got to watch that. And my uncle was, you know, I guess a product of that growing up and that culture too. And he eventually created his own band, running a couple cover bands, had his own deal. They got to open up for countless, you know, huge name acts, you know, like Toby Keith and Dwight Yoakam and Gary Stewart. You know, Keith Urban even opened up for my uncle back when Keith Urban was first coming over to the States. So I got to grow up and watch good habits and bad habits and really kind of hone in on if I ever, you know, wanted to step foot on that stage, how would I do it? You know, what would my way be? And I wanted to be in the shadows. I started this whole music venture. I thought I was going to be a drummer, and I blew out my knee a couple of weeks before I was supposed to ship off the basic, right? So I was like, well, stuck here at the house. I can't, you know, play my drum set. I can't practice anything. You know, I got this guitar in the closet that my mom gave me for a birthday gift, and tried to tune it, pop the strings. So I immediately had to learn how to restring it. Bought those strings at the pawn shop she bought the guitar from, and new Stars on the Water, and that was about it. And that got boring really quick. So I taught myself a couple more chords. Maybe about 6 weeks, 8 weeks later, I was running the corporate cover band Cheyenne. Mark Heinrich gave me my first ever go at playing, you know, with a full band and that whole experience is scary as hell when you have no idea what that's like. You know, even growing up being around it, I had no idea the pressure of like being the guy out front and running tails. First show ever, I had 3 weeks to learn 64 songs.
You had cheat sheets on stage.
No.
No?
Really? My aunt,
Damn, y'all.
so my aunt was the keyboard player, right? So my whole family is musical. My granddad had 5 kids. Out of that 5 kids, my uncle was one of them. My youngest uncle plays drums. Middle uncle plays bass, guitar, sings, also plays drums. My oldest uncle can kind of play guitar, but mainly he's an incredible singer. My aunt plays keys and sings, and my mom plays guitar and sings and runs sound. So my aunt was like, "If you're gonna do this, you're gonna nut up." I was like, "I don't think that's something you can say to me."
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. When she's got the tenure, you know, shove it in your face, like you're either gonna be perfect, you're not gonna be on our stage. Okay, 3 weeks, 64 songs, got it. And I had to learn all the harmony parts for the dudes, and you know, this was back when like the Hide Lady and Bellum songs was coming out, you know, like just a kiss goodnight, stuff like that. And I was like, these songs suck. She was like, I don't care. It's our set list. Fucking love it. I was like, oh, okay, sure. So our first show ever, Forest Country Store on the inside stage.
Nice.
My first show ever, Forest Country Store on the inside stage. We were doing a shout out to Forest. We were playing for Lackland Air Force's base's Christmas party.
Man, do you know how many damn dive bars I had to play before I ever got an opportunity like that?
I had no idea the magnitude of it. I mean, my second gig was like Dallas nightclub in the middle of Austin.
Wow.
And so I got all these opportunities being like the corporate cover band guy, and I was like maybe 19 when I joined that band. I got fresh out of not knowing what the hell my life was going to be because the military wouldn't take me anymore because it blew up my knee and that was on record. And so I was like, what do I do now? You know, but I guess the entire 64 songs, the only song I screwed up was
Mustang Sally.
no, God, no. I can sing that song on my sleep. What is it? It was a Cross Canadian Ragweed song. It was I got your back on your shoulder. Thoughts about thinking it over. It was sick and tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you're the only one. It's on Cody Canada. That's
Well, I was gonna unmute your guitar, baby. My iPad wouldn't lock.
I told Cody Canada that story. He was like, "Oh, so my song was the one you fucked up." I was like, "No, I take 3 other ones of your catalog."
Yeah, I do a couple of their songs as covers. The 17 is probably my favorite of theirs.
I think it was one of the first songs on this list. I think I like kicked the whole show off at first, which was adequate for me because I was barely older than 17.
I like that song because even though to me it's one of my favorite of theirs, it wasn't their most popular and it's not overplayed and a lot of people don't cover it.
Man, I think
I didn't hear
back to those days of like actual ragweed and some of the songs that you know come to mind are like Alabama. You know,
Amen. Yeah,
I think that's like a timeless banger.
it is, dude. I mean, there's almost everything off of those first couple albums. I think were the best stuff. Yeah, no offense, Cody. I love you.
That's nothing. That's talking nothing negative about Harvard, but it's ragweed too.
Hey, man, you know the dynamics of a different band. You've been in multiple bands, right?
I've been in I guess 3 if you include being like going out on my own and being my own name, I guess out front. I was in Cheyenne for probably the better part of 2.5, 3 years, and then it just got to be like an overwhelming urge to write my own stuff. Gave it a shot.
Hello, God.
Yeah, gave it a shot, and it wasn't terrible. And I wrote like 15 tracks, and we recorded 10 of them because it was all the money that I could save. And we cut a cover, like I guess we cut an album, but I was so well known for being like the Cheyenne cover band guy. And all we could get from that was like more cover band gigs. They're like, yeah, you can play some of those originals. You're like, stop, like this is what I'm trying to do, man. Like I don't want to do the whole like Jason Aldean and Kevin Fowler mixed in with Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen covers. Like, I want to be
man, I know, but man, dude, not taking away from those guys. There's some great songs.
No, but I mean, if you look at
But why are you doing this? You want to get your music out, and you gotta. It's like you got to play a cover to earn the right to play that.
I mean, if
You got 3 covers to one.
I wouldn't own this guitar if I wasn't for guys like Randy Rockets and Bill and Sean McConnell and Stoney and Mike, all played J45s.
Sean and Wade.
Yeah. I mean, seeing like J45, like, yeah, that guy gets. Yeah, like it's not just like it's not a
No, that's a real guitar. Yeah. It's like, I mean, there was a lot of those guitars that I tried years and years and years and played different ones. I got really, really blessed. I'm not going to say lucky, it was a blessing and it was meant to happen. I liked a lot of the Gibson guitars, a lot, really did.
Heck, you know?
Yeah, but I picked up a Seagull Entourage Rustic Acoustic earlier in the later part of my early career, when I kind of ditched the full band thing and went more like solo acoustic. And I picked up the Seagull and I reached out to a rep and got a hold of a rep, talked to a rep for a while. And the next thing you know, they're like, yeah, we'd love to endorse you. You're doing something that we don't really have a whole lot of artists that do. And it's cool that you're playing that guitar, doing that genre of music. And
Yeah, I'm a big gear nerd. So like I know that about like the cedar top,
Yeah.
Golden pickups.
Yeah, I mean, those Golden pickups are the absolute, I swear to God, man, I've tried everything out there and I haven't yet to find anything that compares overall. And I mean, overall, I'm not talking just here and there. I've had a hard time finding anything that compares to that Golden stuff. If you know something, man, educate me real quick.
So I have a large affinity for LR bags.
So I'm not knocking that.
When I was in Nashville, LR bags incredible care of guys like me. So I played like 52 hours a week on Broadway when I lived in Nashville. And you go through a shit ton of strings, you go through a ton of 9 volts. I mean, like Amazon was at my house every other day with like a pack of 9 volts and like another 10 pack of strings. And Elixir, if you're listening to this, HD lights, that's what I use on my guitar. But I was playing this guitar so much. I, like you, have a wonderful endorsement with Breedlove guitars. And you'll see my Breedlove on page
guitars,
all the time. But I was playing this because it's a lot lighter than the Breedlove. When you're playing standing up for 8 to 10 hours a night, it gets heavy on your neck. And it sounds silly, you're like, it weighs maybe 3 pounds, but that Breedlove, I feel like it weighs 9 sometimes. It's like a Les Paul, like the neck is just super heavy. But
they are heavier guitars.
yeah, I was playing this thing and the pickup just like shit out. I was okay, that sucks. Maybe it's my battery. So I'm gonna take my battery out. They're located in the most inconvenient spot on this guitar, and they're like Velcro to the neck block. So I take it out and the battery's like steaming hot. I was like, that sucks. That's the weirdest change I've ever felt. Put in a new battery and still no noise. So I was like, maybe it's a DI. Maybe it was took it out. And so I did everything under the sun in that like 10 minutes of like frantically trying to figure it out. Because in Nashville, you don't have like, I'm gonna take a break. Be right back. Thanks, guys. Like, you got nothing like that. Especially if you're doing a solo like acoustic show. Nobody there to you. Yeah, you have 4 hours to like, show your worth and pay you the $10, $12 an hour that you're making. And so call my wife, text my wife, I was like 911 Breedlove saved my ass, but I hit up LR Bags and was like, hey, I think I can pick up that. I don't know if my guitar's still under warranty or not, or if that pickup's under warranty. I don't know what all that is. Here's my serial number. I have my receipt, somewhere in my files, but let me know if y'all need that. Just what's going on with my pickup. Rep emailed me back the very next day. He was like, hey, man, see you're playing on Broadway. We looked you up. We're going to send you a new one. I'm not sure if your shit's still under warranty or not, but we want you using our stuff. We sent it to me. I was like, well, conveniently enough, in this Breedlove, I have the LR Bags. So it's like, I love the fact that this guy was like super responsive. So I get it in, and it's like, I was like, what the hell is going on? So I sent it back, and I was like, hey man, not to like shade it what y'all are doing. I was like, this one's stuck too. I was like, there's no depth to it. And she was like, oh, let me see another one. Finally get a third one, and he sent me 2 just in case. Put it in my guitar, it was fine. Another instance, I was playing the Losers in Midtown. And somebody knocks over a drink off of never set drinks near stage for the love of God.
I got I'm dancing the fire right here.
Yeah, this
$4,000 worth of equipment.
a full right on top of my LR bag DI. I had a video DI. Okay, now you move it. Yeah, see, I said it, and now you're scared. But
I don't want to pump it on Mike's computer. That's for damn sure. I won't be here next Sunday.
yeah, it's like a $600 DI sitting at my feet. this lady just poured an entire like Coke all over that and my guitar player's pedal board. And we're like, that's why you don't want to drink some fucking shit. And it didn't work, so I sent it back to our bags, and they sent me a brand new one. They didn't even bother like trying to fix mine and send it back. Like,
You know, it was good to be like that early on in my career, and I mean early on, dude. When I was like selling a bootleg CD or cassettes out of the back of my car. Yeah, cassettes. I'm old, dude. I'm 47. Come on, man. Come on. But what helped me out big time was actually Pile Audio was my first ever endorsement, even though they were complete crap. They really are. There's a couple things they have that are okay. And I found those okay things, and they were really kind to me. So thank you,
I
Pile.
think in the like startup, anything that someone's willing to like extend a hand
Oh, yeah.
to,
You take it.
thank you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, because it's very hard to come by, and honestly, you can make almost anything sound great. But before we get into your music, and I'm going to let you go straight after this, because we basically did an interview before we ever played but one song, and we eaten up half the show. But I mean, I could do this all day. It is a podcast, but yes, they want music too. So. And on the quickness of this, real quick, where can people find you at? And you guys do us a favor. That song's going to drop the streaming and to radio. It's called Lonely this coming Friday. And
9/29.
if you could do a favor, call your local stations. They already have it because I already did something you don't know about. And I already sent it out for you.
Man, I have such high hopes. Like I said, for playing as long as I have, I've been playing since I was 17 in bars, like on stage. And I'm 32 now. I just turned 32 in July. And for playing 15 years and never pushing a single to radio, it just feels like I've shot myself in the foot for the last 15 years.
No, you haven't. You need to get where you needed to get to this level.
I definitely feel like the growth has been there. I have one of the tightest bands that I've had in the 15 years I've been playing. Short of being a corporate conglomerate. I guess once you get out of that umbrella, it's kind of like free reign, but it's up to you to make what you want happen. But yeah, I'm super stoked for this song to come out. I think it's one of the, I don't know. Let's see. I don't want to high hopes, low expectations. I guess.
Yeah, well, it's hard to do. It's a really good song, and I'm right there with you.
We'll play it. I'll play it.
Yeah. Well, save it for the last one you do. How about that?
Yeah.
That way they have to
Put it on the high note, right?
Yeah, they have to wait to hear it. And I want them to wait. But I didn't want the radio stations to wait because it is your first single, and that's something I like to do is do like a week earlier release so they can get a chance to listen to it. That way, when it releases, if there's a chance of them putting it in rotation, it's already there. And it gets us a little better start.
Absolutely.
So, but I'm going to let you get into the music. Best place to find you?
So we're on all streaming platforms: Google, Amazon, Pandora, Spotify, Apple Music. Wherever you can stream it, you can find us. My website is jamiewestonmusic.com.
And I actually like your website. And coming from a web designer, that's a very rare compliment. But I do like yours. Yours looks good.
Thank you. Yeah.
I couldn't even say, I don't know, marketing agency. I could fix that for you. I was like, man, this looks pretty damn good.
I have more help around me than I deserve. I'll say that. I've got some guys that are way smarter than me, way talented in any aspect. It seems like good help is only a phone call away from me a lot of the time.
Yeah. Was that Ricochet that you played to open up with?
No, that was Kevin Sharp.
Kevin Sharp, that's right. She's sure taking it well, right? Yeah. Oh my God, dude. I'm like, man, you like touched my childhood right now.
Same guy sings Nobody Knows.
Yeah, that's a good song. All right, man, get into the music, brother. They've been waiting, man. They're tired of me talking. They don't want me to talk anymore. They said, hurry up.
All right, are we playing covers? Are we playing?
You can do whatever you want. This is your show, but I would definitely showcase some of those badass tunes you wrote.
Right on. Yeah. Okay. So I wrote this song with a super talented guy named Gunnar Latham and Josh Grider, which I'm sure Texas radio is more than familiar with.
Hold on.
This song is it's called Memory. It's the way everything looks different. All night. Oh, what you do? It just seems just hold me alone. Those others by every show it's but you will be surprised. Happens all the time. Losing, don't look just like you. Just keep on. Memory just hold me alone. Your love and your call, that's the same wrong. Wish you would take to lose it. It just keeps me on. My things memory just hold me alone. Memory just hold me. Yeah, okay, George should have put that one there or something. Earlier I mentioned a lot about Nashville, and I got to meet a lot of really cool writers up there naturally. Like I said, pizza guy is the best songwriter. Here's a song I actually wrote by myself. I called from a buddy back home. Said you should go through a real bad breakup. And he's like, man, the hard part is like trying to let go. He's like, I guess I'm still learning how to let go. So, we'll talk about this in a minute. I'll call you back. So I sat down and I wrote this song and I just kind of looked at the thought. Wow, you changed. Beautiful. And now, what's this song I got across to? It's originally from Lubbock, Texas, but now it's up in Nashville. Yeah, right. That's how Reading Road, Reading Park Radio. The song called I Don't Want to Change. Hush, night. Big rash, right out the rails, oh, see, she, yeah, I can see, right through the don't want to change. Praise God. Not to you. You rather never the heart will try to keep it burn. Here I am. I change me. Still only I will look back here. Hey, no action. My all change, like change tell, change sing, change my crowd, shield home, like the moonlight can run, change, Change. Change. That's a powerful song right there, dude. Thank you very much. I like that. That was my first attempt at like Nashville writing, right? Like I'd written a couple songs here in town, and thank you so very much for hanging out with us. I wrote a couple songs here in town, and we got a couple co-writes with the family, and trying to figure out my voice behind this whole thing. And when I went up and wrote that song, I was like, holy crap, this is my favorite thing I've ever written. Yeah, that's a powerful song, dude. Thank you. I think that with every being a songwriter, every next song you write is always going to be your favorite, but that one really kind of holds a little special nugget in my heart. With it being one of my first like national co-writes, Ross taking the time to like kind of coach me and like, hey man, I wouldn't say it too personal. Or, hey, what if we said that thing this way? Working on synonyms and like really kind of imagery, with the intro on that song, the first verse. So that song really kind of helped shape a lot of my creativity, I guess, in the right way. Amen, brother. I think it, dude. I like this song, kind of trying to write a little Keith Urban, Kenny Chesney beach vibe, and we probably threw away half a notebook worth of ideas, trying to figure out, trying to pull this song out of the dirt. But a guy named Matt Pole and I wrote this song. It's called Del Rey. away. Go on away. We have that little day like flowers. Sit and beach.
Well, we're going to have time for two more.
Two more?
Actually, let's squeeze three in.
Okay.
I'll go a little over because, yeah, we talked a lot, and I kind of feel guilty.
Oh man, I can talk forever about this whole industry, but I'll play this. I'll tell you what, I'll play. So first like song I've ever had on hold as a songwriter, learning what that meant was interesting. I'm a manager, and he was, anytime he looked me up, his number was like, who you called. And he calls me and goes, hey, did you just play marketing in Nationals again? I just have a call from he's a producer and wants to put this song, put that song on hold. What the hell does that mean? Am I allowed to play it? Like, what does that mean? He goes, yeah, you're allowed to play it. He said, basically what it means is, you can't pitch it to anyone else. I said, I'm not pitching to anybody. I just wrote to you, It's one of the first songs I played. And couldn't find out it's the guy that was producing for like Hunter Hayes and Kane Brown at the time. I was like, I swear to God, Kane Brown, that's that song. I think they got to somewhere. I won't say where at. Somewhere. But anyway, yeah, this song's called Hot Mess. She's a wild dog on a Friday night. Friday night, but crazy. She made me. Wild fire, so they she let me miss you. I told you she let me Yeah, so hot mess. That's a little more on streaming platforms as well. Two more. All right. This song is I feel like this song is my biography. Don't get it back. My first love was a picture. She was a Cadillac, but then it back to what it was. My dreams were then I come from the fire. You got inside. It's all you need now. You start to see there's a lot of things you can live without. We work hard, so blue collar shirt. What is it? Then I go all out of hours. Make sure it's your power. Let me count what you got inside. You know. My biography right there. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate the time that you're giving this podcast and me to showcase a little bit about what I've got going on. But get ready to Jamie Weston. You can find me at jamiewestonmusic.com.
And don't forget that brand new single Lonely. Streaming and the radio this Friday. Right here,
You see, strong, trying to move on. You already left us behind. Don't you get along sometimes? Don't you get along? I can help. Don't you ever get along? Don't you get along? Just slow down, you. But you don't be out of the don't you summertime. Don't you get lonely sometimes? I bet all you think about you haven't been what you ever mentioned my name. Don't you ever get lonely sometimes? Don't you get lonely sometimes?
This is Andy Weston, y'all. Make some noise.
Thank you very much, y'all.
You're at home listening on the radio there. You can make some noise in your living room, make your kids think you're crazy, right? Man, Jamie, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, you're cool to plug these. I got that muted. You'll leave your microphone. But thank you again. And hey, y'all, real quick, that song you just heard, Lonely, I think it's going to do real well for this young man with your help. So if you could be so kind on any day this week, but especially on Friday, give a call to your local or internet radio station. It could be your favorite. Doesn't matter whether they report to the Texas charts or not. Doesn't matter if you're in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Call your local radio station. Ask them to spin Lonely by Jamie Weston. If they don't have it, send them to me, and I'll make sure to get a copy of it.
You can Facebook message them, you can tweet them, you can call them, you can send them a carrier pigeon.
OnlyFans.
Farmers only, it don't matter.
Well, that too. You'll never be lonely. Babyslonely.com.
Official sponsor, Thompson.
All right, man. Hey, we're getting out of here. Thank y'all so much. We'll catch you next week.